Convo Couch, thank you very much for the super chat contribution. Where do you stand on Russiagate?
I think we should just let Mueller do his investigation. Other than that, we've got many, many other bigger issues to tackle, and we really shouldn't spend any more time on it. Let him do his thing. End of story.
Okay, so you're kind of against all the media hysteria and the hyperbolization and the fact that they talk about it about 23 hours a day.
Well, absolutely. And it's not just, I find that, among the shiny objects floating around, that's certainly the biggest one. And that also goes for the corporate Democrats. I think they'd rather talk about that than their own records and their own involvement.
So when do we, and again, I'm not, when do we put our foot down and stop supporting this status quo? If when it comes, your website has a lot of great policy ideas. I'm in agreement with all of them. But when it came time to cast your ballot, you voted for Hillary twice. When do we put our foot down and say this status quo is broken? It's almost like, to say we can just stand with the Democratic establishment because Trump's awful, but then actually want real progressive change, which no, the Democrats do not stand for. I know that they kind of adopted Bernie's platform a little bit when it looked like it was going to help them win. But when you look at the better deal and all this stuff, they're not for Medicare for all. They're not for living wages. They have a lot of nice empty platitudes without any actual policy ideas. And a lot of these candidates that say they're for Medicare for all now, and I think in a lot of cases, they're giving us a head fake. I don't trust Cory Booker to vote the right way when the time comes. I don't trust Kamala Harris to vote the right way when the time comes. How are you different than them? Are you different than them?
Right. Well, I am. And I think that, and again, just to make that point one more time, it was the judicial aspect of it that determined how I voted. Now, when I first announced I was running, like 7 months ago, some of the pushback I got was, what are you trying to do? Make a district bluer? Now, that was not a conversation I wanted to have, because that's the conversation the corporate Democrats want us to have, because it minimizes what exactly we're trying to accomplish here. And if you need a color coding for your politics, it wasn't about blue, it was about green. It was about not going with the corporate controlling contributions and to go with the liberating grassroots contributions. So that is something that I'm very, very sincere about, very strong about. And I think that is what makes me different than certainly my opponent and a lot of the other Democrats in office. This is where, you can't kick all these cans down the road all the time. And that is where I am drawing the line, because it's about the money. I realize that Citizens United, overturning it is an incredibly long haul, especially with the makeup of state legislatures. More adequate public financing is also down the road. So my take is, if more candidates like myself don't take any special interest money and are successful, that should embolden others to do the same. And I think that's the most immediate thing we can do.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.